You can go home now.
Today, there's a reunion with some old high school friends. At a classmate's request, I had reserved a private room in a luxury restaurant. We were all chatting amiably when suddenly, one classmate told me to leave.
Just so you know, a high school dropout like you doesn't belong here. We just invited you out of pity. You're just an extra. Once you book the place, we don't need you. Oh, but you must pay your share of the bill.
He waved me away, and admittedly, I was fuming. Even back in high school, this guy used to look down on me, but we were just kids then. But now, we are both adults, I see. He hasn't changed a bit since high school. Understood. Really? I can go home. I emphasize the really, just to be sure. He walks past me without a care.
I said you should leave. Man, you really are an idiot.
I got it. As he told me, I decided to leave midway. I don't care what happens next. I quickly left the place. Then, a few minutes later, I received a tearful apology from him. My name is Kevin Smith. My parents run a ramen noodle restaurant, and my siblings and I grew up eating delicious ramen nearly every day. It's a well-established ramen noodle restaurant from my grandfather's time, popular with regulars and also getting plenty of exposure on blogs and social media, attracting a lot of young customer. I really love my parents' restaurant and my family. I wanted to take over this ramen noodle restaurant in the future. Not because I'm the eldest son, but because I genuinely care for this shop. With many competitors, I dreamed of studying business management in college and then learning the ropes from my dad. I daydream about my adult self. However, I didn't have to wait long to take over the shop. Just after I entered high school, my father's chronic illness worsened and he passed away. Before he died, he told me this.
You don't have to take over the restaurant. Do what you love.
Not wanting to worry my dad, I held back my tears and responded cheerfully. Then, I'll do what I love. I love your restaurant, so let me work at Smith Ramen.
All right, now you're Smith III.
And so, I succeeded as the third generation. I couldn't leave the restaurant to my mom alone, so I dropped out of high school and started working immediately. There was no time to study business management, so I left that to my younger brothers. I had to earn money for my brothers, who were still in middle school. I repeatedly went through the notebook left by my father, which had the history and recipes of our ramens, and under my mom's guidance, I became the shop owner. Our regular customers started visiting more often to see how we were doing. They brought gifts and shared cheerful stories to uplift us. It's all thanks to my parents' goodwill. I realized again that this restaurant is important not just to my family, but also to our customers. There were people who cared for the restaurant around me. Childhood friends from elementary and middle school, and former high school classmates who knew the reason I dropped out and came to check on me. Not only they brought gifts, they also spread the word about our shop, providing much support. Among everyone, the person who seemed to care the most about our family was a former classmate, Harriet Marino. I used to sit next to her until I dropped out from the high school, and we had plenty of conversations. When my dad passed away, and I had to help with the restaurant, she looked incredibly distressed. Apparently, Harriet's father had also passed away when she was very young, so she understood well how tough it was. With her charming face and personality, she was popular among both genders. She was kind to everyone without discrimination, and that kindness was extended to me. Since I started working at the restaurant, she would occasionally check up on us and even looked after my younger siblings. And this continued even after she became a college student. Attending a nearby college, she still used to visit our restaurant after her classes or part-time jobs, often bringing her friends along. She had become quite friendly with the other customers and was somewhat of a popular person at this ramen restaurant. That day too, Harriet came to eat ramen. She brought along another guy.
Hey Kevin, it's been a while.
Looking closely at the face of the person talking to me, he was also a former classmate. However, I can't remember his name. We didn't interact each other.
When I told him how much I like your restaurant, Morgan here said he wanted to come too.
Then I reminded him, yes, he is Morgan Jones. In high school, I recalled Morgan having flashy hair, but now he looks more refined, much like a college student. My mom suggested the counter seats at the back so that we could catch up, being classmates and all. I took their orders and chopped green onions while talking to them. Are you guys at the same college?
No, I moved to the neighboring state.
The college he mentioned, even I know, is renowned and top-ranked college, especially in science. Well, Morgan, you must be really smart. While I was impressed Morgan, he smirked and crossed his arms.
Well, I plan to work for a chemical company in the future. It's unfortunate for you, Kevin, having to quit high school and not being able to attend college.
I'm enjoying my life in my own way.
Really? You would have wanted to go to college, right? It's quite something to work in a ramen restaurant for the sake of the family. I mean, it's a ramen restaurant. You know, it won't be profitable and it's dirty. Working for low wages from morning till night, getting covered in oil. I would never want to do that.
Stop it, Morgan.
Until Harriet intervened, Morgan's words stabbed at me relentlessly. I did regret not being able to attend college, but this is the path I chose. I felt as if he looked down not only on me, but also on my family and the profession of running a ramen restaurant.
Isn't that a bit uncalled for? Running a ramen restaurant is wonderful. You like ramen too, don't you, Morgan?
Harriet retorted on my behalf, her face filled with annoyance. However, Morgan continued, unperturbed.
I like ramen, but making it a profession is another thing. I mean, it's a ramen restaurant. It can go out of business any time.
While he continued, the ramens were ready. I placed the ramen bowls on the counter to interrupt their conversation. Here you go, thanks for the wait. Indeed, from the perspective of someone who attended a prestigious college like him, my choice to take over the family business might seem pitiable. I have no reason to be mocked, but changing his mindset is tough. It's frustrating, but I decided to cherish this shop. If people think it's unstable, I'll make it so big that there won't be any need for such concerns. I made it my goal to turn this frustration into motivation to strive for having the best ramen restaurant in the local area. While preserving the original flavor, I researched new menu development and how my restaurant differs from others. I started ramen research by checking out restaurants recommended by friends. Eventually, to avoid making customers wait, I consulted real estate for expanding the restaurant and researched how to renovate by myself to lower the renovation costs. After continuing such efforts for several years, a certain publishing house contacted me. According to a food magazine journalist, survey results seemed to show that Smith Ramen was the most popular shop in this local district. Therefore, they wanted to feature us. That was the offer they contacted us with. My mom and I happily accepted it. Since then, about 10 years have passed, and I've crossed 30. Thankfully, Smith Ramen is still thriving. Due to work, I was visiting a fancy restaurant in the city. Upon leaving the restaurant, I saw a face I hadn't seen in a long time. Of course, I hadn't forgotten his name. Morgan.
Hey, is that you, Kevin?
Morgan looked back and forth between me and the entrance of the restaurant, making a puzzled face.
What are you doing in such a place?
Well, I had some business.
Yeah, right. You'd never come to a place like this for personal reasons. It's not a place for someone like you to come to, right?
He was laughing uproariously. I haven't forgotten how he looked down on me in the past. However, it's immature to keep dragging up old grudges, and nothing good comes from bringing up the past. Morgan, you know this place.
Of course. Our company president is a regular here, so I was surprised to see you coming out of this restaurant.
Oh, you work at a good company, don't you?
Kind of. More importantly, since we've met after so long, I don't have time now, but want to grab a drink sometime. Oh, let's have reunion here.
A reunion? I do have the desire to meet classmates I haven't seen in years. However, there are certainly faces I've completely forgotten by now. It might be awkward. What should I do? Besides, if I get a chance to meet Morgan, he will probably make more sarcastic remarks. I'm not so sure. You know, there are many faces I've forgotten. Then, he lowered his voice as if he didn't know my feelings.
Actually, Harriet is back here now.
I was startled to hear that name. Harriet is my childhood friend who came to my restaurant many times. She moved about 3 hours away by car for a job. But she contacts me frequently and visits my restaurant every time she comes back. Indeed, she mentioned coming back since yesterday.
I assume you've realized, but I have eyes on Harriet.
Morgan's confession was expected. When we met again at my ramen restaurant, I somewhat expected that. I'm slightly surprised he still has feelings for her.
So, I want to create more opportunities to meet under the pretext of a reunion. You know, will you help me?
Well, if that's the case. Honestly, I didn't have a good impression of him, so I resist the idea of him and Harriet getting close. But it's up to them. Still, I want to meet Harriet. After hemming and hawing, I decided to agree. Technically, it's a voluntary reunion hosted by Morgan and me, but I don't know many contacts. So, Morgan gathered the members, and I took care of the restaurant reservation. Since he specified the restaurant we met before, I didn't have to choose a place and booked a large private room. On the day, Morgan led the toast in the middle of classmates I recognized and had forgotten. Getting 12 people together in 1 week is impressive, I think.
Morgan, nice job getting a reservation at this place.
This place is so expensive.
it's usually hard to get in. And to think, it's only $100. Amazing.
Well, it's a place I frequent for work.
Conversations like this can be heard around. I made the reservation, but Morgan practically organized the reunion and settled on the date. It's not really something to fuss over. So, I decided to simply enjoy reminiscing and catching up with old friends.
But really, Harriet has become incredibly beautiful, hasn't she?
Upon someone's remark, eyes turned toward Harriet. In the half a month since I've last seen her, she's become even more beautiful. Even before graduating from college, her image changed from cute to beautiful, but she remained a graceful woman, retaining the traces of a beautiful girl.
He's not wearing a ring. Seems she's not married yet.
Indeed, there's no ring to be seen on her left ring finger. Since Morgan is pursuing her as well, she's undoubtedly still single. Each time we meet, I secretly worry a marriage announcement is coming, but it seems there's still time. However,
Morgan is really clinging to Harriet.
As he declared to me, he's been persistently keeping to Harriet's side. Has the alcohol loosened his tongue? His voice is audible from here. Most of it is him bragging about his job. He endlessly talks about his accomplishments and the prestige of being employed by a top-tier company. Sure, it's not wrong to use one's ability and wealth to emphasize, but Harriet just gives a wry smile. Is she used to hearing this, or is she just not a fan of such talks? Even so, she keeps responding to him, and an encouraged Morgan continues on. It's become an endless loop. After a while, Morgan left the room, presumably for the bathroom. Harriet quickly got up and unceremoniously sat next to me. Harriet.
Kevin, it's been half a month. Is everyone well?
Oh, Mom and the brothers said they want to see you again. Oh, and Luke got a job. Luke is my youngest brother. When he was little, Harriet used to help his study.
Really? Then we must celebrate. Can I visit the restaurant the day after tomorrow?
Yay, everyone will be happy.
Great. I've been missing the ramen from your restaurant.
Harriet's smile, unlike earlier, was as lovely as ever. I hope I'm not being too self-conscious. While this was happening, Morgan returned. Noticing Harriet's absence, he looked around. Morgan's back. Don't you want to return? I tried asking, but she was nodding her head.
No, it's a reunion. It's strange to stay in one place, right? I wanted to talk to Michelle and Clara, but he barely let me leave.
At that moment, she made eye contact with her friends mentioned. They waved, and Harriet waved back.
Then, I'll go over there for a bit.
Okay. As Harriet left, my friends surrounded me in amazement.
Were you close with Harriet?
Seriously? Are you two an item?
No, we are not like that. She often came to eat our restaurant ramen, so we just kept in touch. I do have secret feelings for her, but there's no need to delve into details. While we were engaged in casual conversation, I felt the urge to use the restroom, so I excused myself and stepped away from my seat. In the corridor on my way back, I was stopped by a disgruntled voice. It was Morgan.
Hey, Kevin, what's the big idea?
He seems a bit flushed. Smells like booze. He appears to have had quite a few drinks. This confrontation is probably about Harriet.
I said I had eyes on Harriet. Right. Why were you talking to her?
The guy's drunk. I need to be careful with my response. When you left the table, she probably just wanted someone to talk to and came to me since she knows me. She's talking with her girlfriends now.
What? You guys seem pretty close.
It seems that's how it appeared to him too. He's staring hard. He grabs my collar and glares at me, visibly upset.
You've always been like this, huh? Dropped out from the high school, Pua, running a little diner. But Harriet is kind. She cares about you. Riding high, aren't you? She's just being nice to you out of pity. You get it, right? In what world would Harriet be a match with a high school dropout running a diner like you? Harriet deserves someone with a promising future who works at a decent company, like me.
You don't have to go that far. I didn't expect to still be looked down upon because of my background.
Just to let you know, you don't belong here or with Harriet. But since having you around makes it easier for Harriet to come, I invited you out of necessity. You're just an extra. Know your place. Harriet belongs with me. If you can't understand that, then just go home. Your role here is done.
He dismissively gestures with his hand, and that really gets to me. I get it. I understand very well that you don't think highly of me, but really, I can go home. I emphasize the really just to be sure. Morgan walks past me without much concern.
That's what I'm saying. Just go. Seriously, dude, such a dimwit.
I got it. I return to the venue and get my belongings together.
Oh, you're leaving?
One of my friends asks, so I nod. Yeah, got some urgent stuff to do.
Oh well, you're a busy guy. Let's grab a drink again sometime.
Sure. Oh, can you give this $100 to Morgan later? I hand my friend a $100 bill, then exit the room. At the reception, I'm about to inform them that I'm leaving early when I notice Harriet is there.
Kevin, are you leaving?
Harriet, yay, I have some errands.
Okay, then I'll go home too.
What? It seems Harriet is ready to leave too. Why? You should stay and enjoy with everyone.
I already made plans to have dinner with someone I want to see again. Plus, if I stay till the end, it seems like Morgan might follow me home.
Oh, I see. While putting on her beige pumps, Harriet sighs in frustration.
I overheard the conversation earlier. Morgan was being so rude to you.
That's embarrassing that you had to hear that.
You weren't embarrassing at all, but Morgan, he was the embarrassing one. After hearing that, I didn't want to be with him, especially since I've turned him down twice already.
Really, I didn't know that. That was news to me. He attacked twice. That takes some guts.
He's always been the same, showing off his skills, bad-mouthing people he thinks are beneath him, and always bragging. It's hard to listen to him because he always judged people by his standards. Ignoring isn't the right thing either.
That must have been tough for you. And yet, she tried so hard to listen to Morgan, making him think he still had a chance. It seems not all attention is necessarily good.
In that regard, you haven't changed either, Kevin.
What? Does she mean I'm still timid and uneducated? I anxiously wait for Harriet's words.
Are you overthinking? I always thought of you as someone who's considerate and polite to friends.
Realizing I was being praised, I felt relieved. But at the same time, I felt embarrassed. You don't have to flatter me that much. It's making me blush.
I'm just telling the truth.
As she said this, It seemed like Harriet's face was turning red as well. Is it because of the wine, or maybe the situation? Normally, I would have complimented her back, but I'm not used to this kind of atmosphere, so the only thing I know is to lighten the mood. I won't give you anything special even if you flatter me. Maybe just a free topping coupon for a next time.
Wow, that's amazing.
As we were chatting and laughing on our way home, my cell phone rang. It's from Morgan.
Maybe he dialed by mistake. He said to leave, and now he's calling.
Just hearing Morgan's name made Harriet seem displeased. However, I had an idea about the call. When I answered, a trembling voice of Morgan called out,
Kevin, please, come back.
I'm already at the station.
I'll pay for your cab fare.
But you told me to leave, right?
'Cause the restaurant staff said without you, the bill would be $5,000.
Harriet heard the voice through the phone. With widened eyes, she seemed to understand after a moment.
That's your restaurant, huh?
Yes, I own that restaurant. I had arranged with the restaurant for a special friend's rate of $100 per person, but without me there, the standard rate is $500 per person. Given the 10 people at the restaurant, that's $5,000 in total. Since everyone agreed on $100, the remaining $4,100 would probably fall on Morgan. You can afford $4,100, right, Morgan?
What are you talking about? You reserve it for $100 each, right?
When I explained that I was the owner, the phone got even louder.
That's a scam.
No, you said leave. Right, I even asked if you were sure. I tried to explain, but you went back to the room quickly.
Wait, there's no way a high school dropout like you owns this place. Are you in cahoots with the restaurant to rip me off?
Sorry, but it's true. After turning Smith's Ramen into the best ramen place in the district, a regular customer with connections in the Canada food industry helped me expand to Canada. Back when my dad was around, he used to joke about going international if the shop ever took off. But with the current state of the restaurant, it seemed possible, and I got the support to do it. I opened a restaurant in Canada and immersed myself in ramen making with the local staff. I kept researching to maintain the original Japanese flavor while also suiting Canadian tastes. Thanks to that, I managed to run a successful first tour in Canada, then the second, the third, and so on, expanding more and more while my siblings contributed greatly to the expansion in the US as well. They are learning about management and logistics for the sake of the restaurant too, and the whole family is working together to expand Smith's Ramen restaurant. Now, they are not just sticking to the ramen shop, but are also launching a food and beverage chain based on Smith's Ramen restaurant. This year, they finally made it to the food and beverage industry's sales ranking. While explaining this, I decided it was high time to return to the restaurant with Harriet, feeling somewhat sorry for him. When I met Morgan last time, he was just using his restaurant for entertainment. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to flaunt it and upset him. I met Morgan again at the reception, who seemed quite upset. He seems to be quite angry about not having received an explanation from me. Seeing him like this, the other classmates seemed annoyed.
This is unfair. You're setting me up.
The moment he recognized me, he stepped forward as if to bark and grabbed my collar. A middle-aged man passing by spoke to him.
Oh, isn't this Morgan?
What? Oh, boss.
What's going on? Raising your voice like that? Oh,
Next, he looked at me and reached out for a cheerful handshake.
are you Kevin? It's been a while.
Likewise, it's been a while. Thank you for your patronage today.
Yes, whenever we have a meal here, the negotiations always seem to go well. It's almost a jinx.
He laughed heartily, then looked back at Morgan. As Morgan said, he is the boss of the company where Morgan works. I know him personally, and he has been very helpful to me. A generous and solid adult. I secretly aspire to be like him.
Do you know Morgan?
Yes, we were high school classmates.
I see.
The boss then notices the $5,000 receipt in front of Morgan.
Morgan, did you splurge this much? Indeed, the food here is impeccable, but
Boss, he's a con artist. Don't be fooled.
what are you talking about?
Morgan, it's better not to say unnecessary things.
He's trying to swindle money from me.
If Morgan hadn't made the situation bigger by himself, it would have been settled more amicably. He seems more drunk than when I saw him earlier. He doesn't realize that he is at a disadvantage. Actually, I reluctantly explained the situation to the confused boss. After listening to the story, the boss scolded Morgan with his eyes raised.
I didn't know you were such a person to do such embarrassing things.
His words seemed to sober Morgan up a bit, who shook his head vigorously.
No, it's not like that. I was a bit drunk. Or should I say, it wasn't formal.
I can't entrust hospitality or sales to someone who gets drunk like that. I don't know what he might end up doing. You're not a student anymore. You should act more responsibly.
The boss sighed deeply and bowed to me, remembering that he had left his companions in the room.
I'm really sorry about this. I will visit again to apologize properly.
Not at all. Please don't worry about it. It's his personal matter.
I can't just let it be. I will explain about Morgan punishment then.
Leaving those words, the boss left. Left behind were Morgan, who was staring at the boss's retreating figure in astonishment, and classmates making awkward faces. Later, I heard that Morgan, who was the face of the sales department, was demoted to another department due to difficulties in interpersonal relationships. It seems he will have to relearn how to be a member of society from scratch. Due to this incident, it seems he really can't show his face to my classmates anymore, and he stopped bothering Harriet. At the same time as receiving that report, Harriet confessed her feelings to me.
I need to somehow get Morgan to give up, or I think it would cause trouble for you.
Harriet worried about me and my family. Apparently liked me since high school. Since high school. Really?
You didn't notice? If not, there's no way I would still be visiting the shop at this age.
She was a bit astonished by my insensitivity, but she seemed to like even that part of me.
I like that you stay sincere without being overly self-conscious, whether you're dealing with me, Morgan, or any customer. But, well, I would be happy if you treat me a bit more special from now on.
I can't help but be pleased to hear such things. My mom, with whom I've had a long-standing relationship, and my brothers, they all congratulated me with open arms when they heard the report. Currently, Harriet, no, my girlfriend is working as a PR for a candy manufacturer, and she said she wants to learn some skills to further promote my shop. For that purpose, she seems to be learning various promotional methods for eateries now. I also have to work hard for her, who cares so much about the shop. Truly, my life makes you realize the importance of human connections. The fact that my mom and I could continue the shop, that it became famous, that we could expand it domestically and to Canada, and that it can be expected to grow even more. If you are sincere to people and your job, the results will surely follow. I want to continue valuing the people around me without becoming arrogant. After waiting for quite some time, the front door finally opened. Michelle's mother stepped back behind her husband, who stood firmly in the doorway after she opened the door. I straightened my back and greeted her parents. "Nice to meet you. My name is Kevin Miller. Thank you for making time to meet me today. I heard you like pecan pie, so I brought some. I hope you like it." I handed over the gift bag. Michelle's father signaled his wife with a nod, and she took the bag from me and stepped back. The father remained standing firmly in the doorway with no intention of inviting me in. He looked at me from head to toe, judging with a cold gaze.
"A poor guy in a cheap suit."
Michelle rebutted her father's remark.
"Dad, isn't that a bit harsh? Kevin is sincere, kind, and a wonderful person. And he's dressed appropriately for a marriage proposal. Judging him as some poor guy in a cheap suit isn't fair."
The suit I was wearing wasn't tailor-made, but rather off the shelf, so it didn't fit perfectly. However, I had chosen a black suit, a pristine white shirt, a subdued tie, and black leather shoes, so I'm sure I wasn't being disrespectful. "It's okay," I reassured Michelle, and looked at her father. "I apologize. I'll be more mindful next time." I didn't want to create any bad vibe at this point. After all, I came for their approval for our marriage.
"Dad, can we go inside now?"
Michelle was starting to take off her shoes. "No," her father sternly replied.
"You, an overreaching poor man, should just leave. I won't hand my daughter to someone at the bottom of society."
I had decided to be patient, no matter what was